King Charles. He's so cute. It's my mother. My mother had a crush on Charles. Can you believe it?
All our mothers had a crush on Charles. Let's just keep it real. Who knew? President Trump revealing that his mom had the hots for the king back in the day. As 47 rolled out the red carpet for King Charles and Queen Camilla, Trump giving them a proper royal reception that included a tea party, one of my favorite things, and a look at the new White House beehive, a hobby of the king and queen. Of course, Trump just had to create another iconic photo. Here he is holding a bee in the palm of his hand. King Charles also becoming the first British king to address Congress, and it looks like the Democrats finally found a king they could stand for, Jessica.
Whatever our differences, whatever disagreements we may have, we stand united in our commitment to uphold democracy. This is a city which symbolizes a period in our shared history, or what Charles Dickens might have called a tale of two Georges. The first president, George Washington, and my 5 times great-grandfather, King George III. Rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, I am not here as part of some cunning rearguard action.
How nice was that, Dana? Oh, so
I love
nice.
them. First of all, can I just say, I would do anything to watch you eat one of those little sandwiches.
Yeah, me too.
How many of those little sandwiches could you eat?
Well,
in one bite.
Depends on the protein value, but I'd say, I don't know, how much do you weigh, Ryan?
170.
About 170 pounds worth.
Little sandwiches. I think it was a great day for everybody. I think everybody needed this moment.
Yes.
And wasn't it great to see everybody in Congress without their phones? Nobody's yelling. Everybody's paying attention to a guy with a great accent who's telling them some jokes about the two Georges. And, you know, as Sherrod Small says, it's not funny if you don't know things.
Right.
I know who the two Georges are. And the importance of this also is not just that we have a special relationship together, but this special relationship has been the foundation and a rock for Western civilization for 250 years. And so I think that's important. The fact that Keir Starmer could not he doesn't have this kind of support. That's the prime minister. It's political. It's different. This is more like your cousin came to visit and they were welcome.
And your cousin's a king, Jessica, which is, I think it was nice to hear, we haven't heard it in probably years and years, laughter.
Yeah.
There was, you know, nobody sat down. People clapped. Like, it was an actual refreshing to see for a moment.
And you didn't see any hesitation on anyone's faces about the things they were going to stand up for. You know, at the State of the Union, everyone's kind of like eyeing who's around them, and we're like, up, down, I don't know. Like, that girl got her face shot off. Do we get up or no? You know, this was like for the funny stuff and also for the serious stuff about the importance of this relationship. The importance of supporting Ukraine was a huge emphasis for him. The importance of the NATO alliance. I really enjoyed what he had to say about the importance of Christianity. And I thought that was great message. You know, I'm a Jew, but I like that too. And I thought it was just nice to see a unity moment. And he was great out in the garden, him and Camilla, you know, talking to reporters and staffers. And I think that it might be what the doctor ordered because, you know, Trump has said, oh, I love King Charles, great man. And he has always known how to handle Trump, right? He has always known how to make him feel special and serious and that he's, you know, a worthy president. And that doesn't mean that he agrees with him on everything and he pushes things that the president necessarily.
They're friends.
Like, they have something real to it. So I hope at this time when we're talking about pulling out of NATO and maybe not supporting Ukraine to the full tilt, that relationship can be leveraged for things that I think are in the best interests of the West.
You know, Brian, you know, President Trump kind of took care of the king kind of like I do with you. And while he was talking, I thought of a book for you, the story of two Georges. That's right up your alley.
That's a fantastic title, by the way, isn't it?
Yeah. And I don't think it's trademarked yet. You have time.
Right. And
George W. used to talk about the second George W.
Right. You remember the French Indian War? This guy,
I was
George
on
Washington was the
vacation when it
colonel. I know. George Washington was the colonel for the British. But talk about getting over things. I mean, you think we beat the British in the biggest upset in military history in 1778 and 1783, right? So we beat them there. They get us back in 1814 by burning the White House and the very building that he was standing in to the ground. And now he says we're great friends. I don't want to be negative, But the reality is a lot different. The reality is they've let their entire military wither. The reality is they have restrictions on our military bases. There are military bases in their country they're allowed to use. The reality is they declared Iran in 2010 a persistent and consistent threat to their nation, and they never stopped that. They have no diplomatic relations with Iran. They had every reason to confront Iran, as we did. And even though we surprised them because we wanted to take out their leadership successfully and didn't give them a lead time, they have not stood up. Now, I know the king doesn't make these decisions, but the prime minister does. And the prime minister has not put their country in good stead right now. He's let that, or let's say 6 prime ministers in the last 5 years, they let that whole military wither. They are no longer a partnership. They are a responsibility. We have to watch their
how
back.
nice it was.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm the one that does.
I know, but I'm disappointed in the actual government instead of the make-believe government.
See, he's cranky because he's staying up. I told you to get some sleep.
Now, but this is we need real friends right now in Iran.
There's no reason to yell right now, Brian. Yeah. During your time at the White House, did you have any interaction with the royal family?
No, it was COVID-19. So we were all sequestered away with our mask on, our 2 layers of masks. So no, we did not. But I knew that President Trump had warm thoughts about the royals. They have a friendly relationship. We saw that back during Sarah Sanders' tenure. She traveled and got to go on the big royal state visit over in the UK, which was amazing, fun to watch. No bitterness. I love Sarah. She's a good friend and mentor to me. I would say I loved much of the humor. I thought it was great. He said, America, 250 years, you know, in the UK, we call that just the other day. Which is a great line.
It's very cheeky, I believe the term is.
It's a great line.
The Christian faith part, I love that. It's the firm anchor that guides us daily, he said. But I have to agree with Brian. When I heard him say, America's words carry meaning, the actions matter even more. I mean, that applies to NATO too. And I was on NATO's website. They're there to safeguard the freedom and security of all members, does this through political and military means. Well, the greatest threat to the globe, I would argue, in addition to China, but is their proxy, and that is Iran, and it's religious fanatics getting nuclear weapons. That is a danger. And the fact that you say those words on NATO's website and you don't follow through with action, I do think it's problematic. It's not the place of, you know, the king to get in this debate back and forth. He's advocating for his country. But on a political scale, very disappointing with the prime minister.
Because you know the prime minister's staff, at least, inserted their points of view in the speech.
I'm sure they met.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.